Hello everybody, 4-Star here, back at it again with another episode. This time we're gonna have a mega episode. All four of these games are gonna be on display here for this one here, and I believe episode 7 here for our Redskins franchise. So far so good. We're looking like a well-oiled machine. 11-1 so far this season. I have made some final adjustments to the AI here on the sliders. So we're going to take a look at that, and then we're going to take a look at what's going on with some of these teams with their injuries until we look at the Steelers roster, and then we'll get right into the games. So first we look at the stats here. The Jets still 9-3. The Raiders still up there as well, 9-3. So that's going to be about here. I can't wait to look at the standings here for the end of the episode. Titans going to be 8-4. Ravens 8-5. Patriots and the Chargers are the last ones in at 75 and 75 apiece. 6-6 teams. We got the Broncos, Jaguars, Colts, Browns 6-7, Chiefs 5-7, Bills, Bengals, Dolphins, Seahawks all 4-8, and then our lowly Steelers that we got to take on in week 16 are 3-9. Here the NFC, of course, it is us at the top with the Redskins at 11-1, Packers 10-2. They slipped down a game. Rams 9-3 after we get a miraculous win against them. Falcons 8-5, Cowboys 7-5, and the Eagles are at 7-6. The last ones coming into the playoffs here. We got the Buccaneers at 6-6 though. Cardinals 6-6, Bears 5-7, Giants 5-7, Lions also 5-7. Panthers 4-8, Saints 3-9, and the 49ers almost about to complete the tank job here at 1-11 here this season. Looking at our statistics just personally here, I want to get Brad Johnson to at least 3,500 yards, not to 4,000, but 3,500 would basically put him in the MVP race here in 2000. Steven Davis, definitely want to get him to 1,000. Morrell has been taking those carries, and he whenever he gets the ball, he is just a machine out there. Too bad he is way older than Steven Davis. He's gonna be 30 here, so I don't know if he's gonna progress or even or if he's going to progress or even if he's going to regress. So we don't know here, but he's having a pretty good season. Michael Westbrook here, 1,000-yard season for him. Maybe we can get Albert Connell to a 1,000-yard season, but so far so good looking at our passing group. The only thing that is really bad here is the defense with only 8 combined sacks this season. I've tried everything to try to get them some sacks here. But it looks like it wasn't in the cards this season. We had a horrible season when it came to that defensive front, but I think on the interceptions front we're doing so well. Mark Carrier 4 INTs, Deion Sanders 3 INTs, Smith the middle linebacker with 2 INTs, and Darrell Green at the age of 40 still getting those picks, 2 INTs this season, and an INT from Matt Stevens as well. So start with the Steelers here. Just looking at the injuries so far, Jerome Bettis is out 4 weeks with a broken tailbone. That is very, very bad for them, and probably one of the reasons why they've slipped so far in the season. And it looked like he got it early in the season, or at least like midway through it. 452 yards and only 1 touchdown from Jerome Bettis after having 4 straight 1,000-yard seasons. So yeah, a big regression there. And then losing Levon Kirkland as well with a torn shoulder, that is going to be bad for their defense. Probably one of their stalwarts here on defense. So let's take a look at these other teams. Looking at the Cardinals, Matt Cody, I believe in the game that we played them the first time, he broke his jaw, so he's out for 8 weeks. Lester Holmes out with a torn bicep, but he's going to be back by the time we played them in the last game of the season. Then Matt Joyce out with a torn shoulder muscle as well. So the Cowboys here, Emmitt Smith breaks his jaw, and that will put him for the first time since I believe his first season. Yeah, his first season. He will be getting under 1,000 yards. That is very, very disappointing from the Cowboys, who are trying to make a playoff push here. So and then Joey Galloway, their main wide receiver, has a broken ankle. Oh my goodness, 452 yards this season. He looked good when he played us, and now I don't know what the Cowboys are gonna do. I guess they gotta rely on Rocket Ishmael here for the rest of the season. And then for the Giants, they only have one guy out, Ron Stone, broken jaw here. He's out for 3 weeks. So taking a look at the Steelers here, Dawson, a very much a stalwart here, but Kirkland is out and Bettis is out. two of the three best players are out here for it looks like for basically the remainder of the season here. So we're gonna be taking a look here. Cordell Stewart and Kent Graham, I believe they were sharing here, but I believe Cordell Stewart has been the guy, and he has been almost 2,000 yards, 10 touchdowns, 9 picks. Let's see what he's done on the rushing end. Only 133 yards this season, but 3 touchdowns out of it. He is one hell of a scrambler. Richard Huntley is going to be the guy to take over here, and he has 559 yards this season. He's looking pretty decent alongside Emery Zeraway, who I believe has gotten some carries, only 21 yards this season. You still got Jason Gilden, who's pretty decent. Holmes, 86 overall, so not too bad of a dip. Joey Porter still here. Washington, 85 overall. Chad Scott. Deshae Townsend, very much throwback names here, but a pretty good corner core, can't lie. Shields here. You got Lathan Flowers here at 83 overall, and then that basically rounds them up. Pretty good punter and kicker combination here, and just not too much on this team that we could really go off of here, especially with Jerome Bettis out. But it should be a good contest here. So let's get started with the first out of our 4 games. All right, guys, this is the first out of the 4 here. We are taking on the Giants here at home in Washington. Should be a fun one here. They got Ron Dane. Who else they had? Kerry Collins and Amani Toomer, I believe. And I'm forgetting another guy, Ike Hilliard. How can I forget? I'm a big Giants fan. This is crazy. And I should have put them in the throwback jersey, but I don't think I have the power to do that. I don't think you could change away jerseys in this game, which is very, very saddening. But again, this was the first game on the PS2, so let's get everything started here. We're taking on the Giants here for the second time this season, and we are looking pretty good. I believe we are 10-1 right now, and Steven Davis takes this one all the way for 6, and a big one at that. 61 yards, our longest of the season, and what a way to start the game. This is crazy. And as you can see, Steven Davis trying to get those 1,000 yards like we've been trying to all season. That's always one of my goals here, as, oh my goodness, Primetime almost got that interception off the tip there from Carrier. I believe that was 3rd down. And then we skip ahead to when we are near the red zone here. Johnson gonna go with a play action fake here and gives it right to Alcano. And another big first down for us. We are just gonna have our way with this team here tonight. 3rd down and goal here. $1:30 left here in this first quarter. Johnson rolling off to the right, trying to find somebody, and Larry Centers gets open to score the 2nd touchdown of the day. Brad Johnson has been on a bean all season, and he is looking for that MVP, but I don't know, man. Marshall Faulk's numbers are nasty here as we get a big INT from Darrell Green. The 40-year-old still having it in him. He wants that Super Bowl badly. And for his final year, we're trying to give it to him as we throw this one into heavy coverage right into Jenkins, our backup tight end, and we get another touchdown off of a turnover. This time now 21-0. And right now, Kerry Collins trying to conduct a drive to put some points on the board here. Gives it to Alfred. He gets a big first down and puts them in the red zone. 3rd down and 10 here for Collins this time. Dropping back under some pressure there. I believe that was Wilkinson. Gives it to Mitchell, but they call it incomplete. If you can see the ref there on the left-hand side, he called it incomplete. They would have to go for just a field goal here. 4th and 5, and Deliuso gets the kick. It makes it 21-3 so far. We are absolutely killing the Giants, but they are not that competitive of a team, at least this year, as we throw a dot right to Larry Centers. Larry Centers getting some good receiving yards today, some good looks. And like the great Miles Dawkins says, always get your fullbacks involved, especially when you have the guy who has the most receiving yards from any fullback here. As we give it to Adrian Morrell, takes it in on a 3rd and inches and takes it all the way in for 6. Great job there from Adrian Morrell. A little bit older than Steven Davis here. I believe he's 29 years old, so he's definitely going to probably take a dip in his overall here. But we have been absolutely killing it. And speaking of killing it, Amani Toomer getting that great grab, taking it inside the 5 here. Amani Toomer, probably one of my favorite Giants wide receivers, especially in the early days. And seeing him finally winning a Super Bowl with the 07 Giants, always fills my heart with a little bit of joy there as Joe Jaraviscus gets a touchdown, and we end up in halftime with a big 18-point lead, 28-10 here. As another third down here, Ike Hilliard just can't grab it. They're going to give us the ball here in this second half, and here comes Stephen Davis following his blockers, but he loses the football right past the first down line, and Jesse Armstead gets the big fumble recovery. Jesse Armstead here, I believe a couple years later, paired up with the Redskins as well. I believe he was in Madden 04. Great, a first down by Dixon. Collins throws it here, but Darrell Green is not done with the INTs. He gets his second one. We try to change direction there to try to throw the computer off, but we do get past the 20 here and 2 INTs for the 40-year-old. Wow, what a day. Johnson under immense pressure here. He throws it right to Barrow as he was immediately about to get sacked there. Oh my goodness, so a turnover for a turnover, a fumble and a pick there for the Giants there as we get 2 picks of our own from the Giants. Third down and 1 here for Collins. Under immense pressure as well, but Amani Tuma grabs it. I believe they say he was incomplete. They are getting screwed by the refs here. I don't know what we paid the refs today, but they get the ball back here. Collins pump fakes, throws this one right to Amani Tuma here. And now they're trying to make it a ball game here. 13-28 is the score, but it's a little bit too late here as we are deep in the fourth quarter. Bruce Smith almost gets a sack, but ends up with an INT from the pressure. Deion Sanders getting the pick. I believe that's his 4th this season. So we're not getting the sacks, but we're definitely getting the INTs here as we give Adrian Morrell another rushing touchdown before the end of the game here. And now it ended with the score 35-13. The Giants tried to put up an effort here, but they definitely got destroyed by the refs here. As Stephen Davis, although I don't believe he got a touchdown here today, but he got 153 rushing yards there. And he did get a rushing touchdown at the beginning of the game. So Morrell ends up with 2 touchdowns. Stephen Davis ends up with 153 yards and a touchdown, but I don't think he's mad at that one. And then today, wow, Darrell Green with a INT, with 2 INTs. Sanders with an INT, and I believe Wilkerson got a sack today. So we were just all around the best team. We look like a well-oiled machine. So let's get right into our second game of the day, where we are taking on another bitter rival in the Cowboys here in Texas Stadium. So we got another condensed matchup here in Texas Stadium here in Irving, Texas, home of those Cowboys. I believe they won all 3 of their Super Bowls here in this stadium. And as you can see, they don't have Emmitt Smith here, but they are still trying to make a playoff push here. I believe with Rocket Ismail, he's absolutely exceeded expectations, even though Joey Galloway's first year hasn't been the best here as he got injured early in the season. I don't believe he's even ready to come back until damn near the Super Bowl if they can make it here. But it's 3rd down and 12. We had a scoreless first quarter here. Johnson just going to throw this one deep here and then finds Westbrook, and he takes it inside the 20. Darren Woodson, I believe this is his last year of eligibility for the modern era, because I believe he did kind of retire a little bit later on, as we throw a dot right to Jenkins for a touchdown. And hopefully Darren Woodson does make it, but today he's not making it anywhere, as we get a quick touchdown there from Jenkins. Now 3rd down and 5 here. We get the ball back. Johnson looking down the middle of the field, but Darren Woodson, as I was just talking crap about him, he gets a pick and almost returns it back for 6. So shout out Darren Woodson. Now I absolutely hope he does go to the Hall of Fame one day, as Aikman here, a Hall of Famer himself, throws it right down the middle but can't find his man here. I believe they will have to go for a field goal here, and their kicker does not disappoint. I believe that's Tim Cedar, and he makes his longest field goal of the season, 54 yards. They end up with the ball back here, score 7-3. Aikman having all the time in the world and giving it to Rocket Ismail, getting a big grab for a big first down. Inside the 2-minute warning at that, Aikman dropping back here, looking, throws another rocket to Rocket, and he scores another touchdown here on us in this, I believe, in this season. So now we are down by 3 here, and Johnson throws a strike right to Westbrook. Westbrook, he can't get past Darren Woodson as he gets the shoestring tackle there inside the 20 though. It's 1st and 10. Johnson with a quick pump fake, throws this one right to O'Connell, and he grabs it for a touchdown. Now we're back in the lead. 14-10 here by halftime, and the Cowboys here looking for their 9th win of the season so they can try to get into the wild card here, and that is how you do it. Aikman right to McKnight there for the first down. And this team was nowhere near good in real life, especially with Aikman's final year. But Aikman trying to make his final year count here as he throws this one right down the middle. A floater there. Sam Shade can't get that ball, but LaFleur surely does. He gets a big first down inside the 5. 2nd down and goal here, and at the 1-yard line, Wilkerson tries to get the sack there, but Rocket Ishmael gets another touchdown, making it 2 in a day, and now they're taking the lead. And then Dexter Coakley has to get involved. A big sack there that will cause us to punt the ball. Now Aikman throwing a strike right to Rocket Ishmael, and guess who? 3 touchdowns here in the day for that 1,000-yard receiver named Rocket Ishmael, who has taken over the receiving role. You might want to give that 88 to him, Jerry, as Al Connor just drops the ball there. But we might have to give that 88 to Rocket Ishmael here, as this season has been all him. I believe he ends up this season with at least 1,600 receiving yards, as Tucker burns us as well. And now all of a sudden, we are down by multiple touchdowns here in Texas Stadium against a surprising Cowboys team, making us look very vulnerable out here. Johnson throws this one to Westbrook, and he will fight his way into the end zone. I believe he gets his 2nd touchdown as well. But McNeil gets injured on that one. We get the ball back here. Johnson dropping back here, looking deep for O'Connell, and he gets him. And he will take it all the way into the end zone for a touchdown, and all of a sudden we are back into this one, a 28-31 game. A great job by our core here, but we need the onside kick. Can we get lucky like last time with the Rams? It looked like it, but Hellestray would dive onto the ball and end this one, a 31-28 game, and we just gifted the Cowboys a spot at the playoffs, man. That's a tough one. But Troy Aikman, 334 yards and 4 touchdowns. It's hard not to win with those stats right there. Brad Johnson, similar stats, 279, 4 touchdowns and 1 pick, but he did get sacked 3 times today. Stephen Davis didn't do too much. O'Connell and Westbrook always doing great things, but it just wasn't enough to beat the Cowboys, man. What a game from Rocket Ishmael and those Cowboys. Rocket Ishmael, obviously, he had to get at least like 150. I don't believe I recorded it. But at least 150 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns. It's going to be hard to try to beat those guys. And also, Deion did get a pick here. Deion did get a pick. And I believe he's at 5 picks this season, man. He's in prime time, prime form here as we end up with our 2nd loss of the season. But let's go on to our 3rd game here where we're taking on the lowly Pittsburgh Steelers. So here we are at the lowly Three Rivers Stadium. Not to say lowly, but it has not been a great season for those Steelers. So we're going to get right into it here as the Steelers and the Redskins didn't have an eventful first quarter. So we'll speed ahead all the way into a 2-minute warning rush here from Cordell Stewart. He throws a strike right to Edwards here to get the first down. But the no huddle continues here as they will try to get their first score of the day here. Stewart looking back, throws a strike right to Plaxico, and Green just takes a bad angle of that one. And Plax and Cordell Stewart connect for the first touchdown today, score 7-0 here. So here comes Johnson here. Johnson looking back, throws a floater there, and it goes right into Shields' hands for the big INT. The 2nd INT of the season here, and now we're looking like we're going to get our 2nd straight loss of the season. Here comes Stewart, no pressure at him, and he finds Bruner for the big touchdown, now down 14-0, or at least 14-3. I don't know if I scored a field goal here. But now here comes Stephen Davis, and we usually don't even show kickoffs here, but we got to show this one. Stephen Davis just using his speed and his blockers to his advantage, and he will take it all the way into the end zone for a touchdown. And was that Mike Vrabel, number 56? I don't even know, but He definitely scores a touchdown there and puts us back in the game. Now 7-14 here for us, but make it 14 all here as Alcano throws well, not Alcano, but Alcano catches a strike from Johnson here to tie the ball game up at 14, and now all of a sudden we are back into it here. We get the ball here in the second half. We go under pressure here, and Flowers will take advantage of it. Gets a big INT. Alexander chasing him down almost past the 30-yard line there, and Johnson, his second, that might have been his first turnover of the day. We have 2 turnovers. Here comes Stewart here. He throws it deep there, and Edwards gets the big grab, a big one-handed grab there, and he makes it a first down past enemy territory. Now 2nd down and 12 here. Game still tied at 14 here, but wow, look at that. Bruce Smith getting a big tackle for loss. He's been a guy that's been getting those tackles for losses all season, and that will result in their kicker Brown trying a lengthy field goal here. Tries to speedball it there, but it is just outside of those goalposts, right onto the right-hand side, and it didn't look like it had distance anyway. So we get the ball here. It is beginning of the 4th quarter here. We had a lengthy drive, and we throw a strike right to Westbrook. That's got to be like his 15th passing touchdown this season, or maybe even his 16th. I don't even know, but not Brian Westbrook, but Michael Westbrook has been absolutely killing it this season. Here comes Blackwell. He's going to make a decent return, isn't he? No, he's going to fumble the ball. It got fumbled again from the recovery, and all of a sudden Jones is going to take it back for 6. And now all of a sudden we're up 2 scores. 28-14 on this lowly crowd here. Most of them, a majority of them, are in the front rows here. But Whitman making a big run here as they got the ball back. Tackle on 5 extra yards courtesy of prime time. 1st down and 10 here for Cordell Stewart. They're not out of it yet. Throws it right to Plaxico Burris, a rookie Plaxico at that. And he makes his 2nd touchdown of the game here. Still keeping them in the game here, 28-21. Johnson, play action fake here, trying to look for Alcano, but he's going to say, I'm going to take it myself. I got a little bit of speed here, dives forward for the 1st down. And all of a sudden, Brad Johnson gets us out of, I believe, a 3rd down pinch there. So another 3rd down here, a 1st down would basically end this game here. We're going to give it to Steven Davis, and he leaps his way past that 1st down line, and I believe we would try to get up out of here, but we saw the goal line, and we was like, hey, Steven, you want another touchdown? Well, sure, why not? I got a kick return for touchdown, and then we get out of here with a big victory. I believe the final score was 35-21. Yes, it was, and we get our 13th win of the season, and we have definitely just clinched that 1 seed. Brad Johnson makes it out of here with only 100 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Jeez, cannot talk today. Steven Davis, 98 yards and a touchdown. Alcano getting a touchdown as well. Michael Westbrook only getting 1 catch for 5 yards and a touchdown. That is crazy. That's actually hilarious that that was his only play here today. Sam Shea getting an INT today. Not too many complaints, but we did let a low-tier team kind of keep their way in the game, but we did score 21 points in the 4th quarter, so I'm not mad at it. Our final game is against the Cardinals, and I make the decision to not give it to Pete Gonzalez. We already know about Pete Gonzalez, but our rookie quarterback, Todd Hussack, I believe his name is Todd Hussack. So we're going to give him a shot to try to take on the Cardinals, who are looking for a playoff bid. If this was any other coach, they'd be absolutely livid right now, but this is me. This is 4-star. Coach 4-star says, let's bring in the rookie against the rival team. So let's do it. I believe we're going to be in Sun Devil Stadium. If not, back at home. But let's take on the Cardinals. So we are back at home. Our final game until the playoffs. Of course, we have home field advantage throughout the playoffs, so we don't need to worry about that. Let's take on the Cardinals here as we get the ball here. 2nd down and 15 after a penalty. Hussack looking deep. He finds Andre Reed, but no, he finds out that Bennett was there for the INT. I believe Bennett picked us off last time we played them in Sun Devil Stadium. So this time, getting his 4th INT of the season, he puts them in great field position to score. So let's see what Jake Plummer has got in store for us. He throws a absolute rope right to Gedney there for a touchdown to take the lead. So we're back at it again for Hussack. Let's see what he can do for us. Drops back, throws a strike right to Alcano. Tries to make some moves there, but now we are inside the 20. And Todd Hussick, the rookie, having a little bit of spice here. Now putting him in the red zone. Let's see if we can get his first touchdown of his career. Throws a floater right to Andre Reed. And what a connection here with an absolute legend for your first touchdown. But Jake Plummer and those stingy Cardinals tried to score on us, but Champ Bailey gets the INT. I believe that was the second of the year. Great job there by Champ Bailey, who outperformed everybody in real life. All those legends, but Hussick gets absolutely destroyed there by Rutledge. Big sack there. 3rd down and 14 for Hussick. Can he get himself out of this one? Throws a floater. Tried to get James Thrash, but meets up with number 42 for the near interception. We'll have to punt this ball back. Here comes Jake the Snake, giving it to Sanders here. And we got some Sanders on Sanders violence as he breaks the tackle from Primetime for the first down. Now with a no huddle, Plummer dropping back, throws another floater to Sanders, and this time takes it inside the 5. Him and Sanders are absolutely killing it right now, and then Jones will walk this one in for a touchdown. All of a sudden, we are back down again by 7. Let's see if Todd Hussick can get us out of this one. This was definitely a prove-it game for the youngster. We definitely want to check out our young guns. Throw this one, and now kind of with a diving catch. Trying to get something here in this first half, at the end of this first half here for Todd Hussick, Big 8. Dropping back under immense pressure. Number 90 getting a big sack there. Now it's 3rd down and 18 for Hussick. Hussick pump fakes, looking, throws it down the middle, and Alcano is there to save the day. A big first down for him. I believe we also put James Thrash in for Michael Westbrook. So Alcano is going to be the star of the show. Conway kicks this one up and good, and now we're only down by 4 at halftime. So a pretty okay day for Todd Hussick. We're not asking for much. We're just asking for him to keep us in the game here, as Hardy gets a wide open look here, and Jake the Snake will dot him up. He will take this one past midfield, and now Jake the Snake is back in lethal range here. Plummer throws this one, and look at the stick skills on my part. Mark Carrier leaping up to get that INT there. We got lucky with the animation there and another INT, but man, number 90 is absolutely not playing with us. His 2nd sack of the day, and we will be forced to punt the ball. Jake Plummer in the shadow of his own goalpost there. Champ Bailey over pursues, and there goes Moore. Past the 50, and now almost crossing the 40. A big 50-yard reception there from Jake the Snake. Jake Plummer absolutely dotting us up here today. One of the most prolific passers of this season here. Tries to give it to Boston, but he gets absolutely murdered there on that reverse there. I believe that was Dana Stubblefield, and it was a big TFL from him. 3rd down and 6 for us as they punt the ball back to us. Hussick looking for Andre Reed again, but this time it gets tipped away, and we will have to punt this ball back. But a possession later, here comes Sanders as my emulator is glitching out. They don't want to see Sanders succeed. But look at Primetime. Still got it in him. At the 30, at the 20, no flags. He's going to taunt his way into the end zone, just like what Primetime does. 82 yards into the end zone. Great job there by Primetime. And he puts us back into the game. I believe it is tied here, but not for long. Hardy gets the grab, and then it's just 5 yards in a cloud of dust. They take back the lead. So here comes Hussick. Again, no big plays from him here, and James Thrash doesn't want to be great. Now 2nd and 10 for Hussick. Now mind the time here, just under 3 minutes here in this game. Try to throw to Alcano, just not there. Now it's going to be 3rd down and 10. 2:44 left in this game. Hussick under pressure, has to float this one, and number 23 almost takes that back home with him. A big incompletion here, and we will have to punt the ball away. Now all they have to do is get a 1st down, and Makovica makes it look easy out there. 54 yards this season, and he got half of them on that run. So 10 seconds left here. They did give us the ball back, but Makovica just destroyed it. And number 90 just coming and collecting there. His third sack, and not only that, a big safety to end the game. So the score will end up being 23-17 here, as we will get our third loss of the season here. And man, did Armstrong, I believe it was Armstrong, right? Armstrong just had a day with us, man. Todd Hussick, 5 sacks, a safety. Not a great day for us, and I believe that says a lot about the future of this team here. And if we want to continue this series, if we do make it to the Super Bowl, if we do win the Super Bowl, I'm telling y'all right now, it's going to be hard to try to get back, man, when we lose all these guys. I think that was the most important thing about this series that I want to try to portray, is that, yeah, we're doing good now. We're 13-3. We have a lot of great guys, especially on the defensive end. But it's going to be super hard to try to do this again. And, yeah, a big loss there. But we go 13-3. We got the #1 seed. I'm going to leave this one to Pass 4-Star, who is going to tell you guys everything and anything about the league so far, the awards, the All-Pros, everything. So let's get right into it. So we are here at the end of the season, and as you can see here, we have ended up with one of the best ratings here for a season. 123 rating here. An amazing job there from Brad Johnson. As you can see here, we are already set for the wild card. Broncos and Titans, Buccaneers, Rams, Ravens, Patriots, and Cowboys, Cardinals. But we are obviously in the divisional round, wrapping up our season at 13-3. So looking at the final standings here, we stand atop the NFC here, 13-3 this season. The Packers 11-5, Rams 10-6, Cardinals 10-6. The Cowboys and the Buccaneers are the first ones to make it in here as wild cards, and then you have the Falcons at 9-7, just couldn't make it in. The Bears and Eagles, the Panthers all at 8-8, the Lions, Saints at 7-9 here. The Giants at 6-10, Vikings at 6-10, and the 49ers at a lowly 2-14, looking towards that NFL draft #1 pick. Here in the AFC, we got the Raiders at 12-4. They took home field over the Jets, who are also 12-4 with the 2 seed, but they also have a bye week. The Titans, the Patriots are both in as well here. The Titans going 11-5, the Patriots going 10-6. The Ravens making it in at 9-7. The Broncos making it in also at 9-7. The first ones out are going to be the Jaguars and Browns, both sitting on 8-8 records here. And the Browns had a really good start. I believe they started off 4-0 here, so kind of a mini collapse there, but always next season. The Bills 7-9, Chargers 7-9, the Colts 6-10, the Seahawks 6-10. There's a bunch of 5-11 teams here: Bengals, Dolphins, Chiefs, and Steelers. And the Steelers here coming off a little winning streak here, as after they lost to us. I believe they won their last game of the season, and they were looking lowly here too. I believe they were like 2-8 to start, ended up winning 3 games. So we're gonna see who's gonna get those top draft picks, but it's definitely going to be the 49ers this season. So looking at our personal stats here, Brad Johnson, another phenomenal season from him. 3,462 yards, 43 TDs, and 13 INTs on the season with a 61% completion percentage. He did an amazing job this season, only getting sacked 19 times. His longest pass was 71 yards. And the 1,000-yard season for Stephen Davis, 116 yards here, 8 touchdowns. Adrian Merle, 5 touchdowns of his own. Larry Sanders only 67 yards. Brad Johnson getting a QB sneak touchdown as well. And yeah, just a great overall season here for Stephen Davis. Michael Westbrook, 1,000 yards. Sharing that 1,000-yard crown is Albert Cano as well. 12 touchdowns and 16 touchdowns, all together having 28 total receiving touchdowns. An amazing job there. Andre Reed, not too bad either. 570 yards, 6 touchdowns from the 36-year-old, and then 4 touchdowns from Larry Sanders, which got him to the Pro Bowl. Our tackles leader for our team is LeVar Arrington, who also got the most tackles for loss at 17. Sack leader is Nolan Harrison with 4. Interceptions leader tied up Deion Sanders going to the Pro Bowl as a kick returner, but 5 INTs here. Mark Carrier, 5 INTs as well, and I believe 2 of them was returned for a touchdown by Deion. Yes, they were. A great job there from those guys here. Let's look at the forced fumbles here. 2 forced fumbles here from our very own LeVar Arrington here, and then the most deflections with Mark Carrier and Darrell Green. Kicking here, Brett Conway, 9 of 12, not too bad here, 75%, where we're going to be trying to move on from him. I believe he's not that good. I believe he's like a 76 overall, so we're definitely going to try to look for somebody who is a little bit more consistent and doesn't have the sporadic tendency. For the kick returns here, the touchdowns leader, Steven Davis, 2 kick returns for touchdowns. Meanwhile, Deion had 1 kick return for a touchdown and a punt return for a touchdown. He was our only punt returner this season. Jeez, I can't talk. But he got in with as a returner role into the Pro Bowl at 33 years old. Prime time, still getting stuff done. 13-3 this season. Now let's take a look at the awards this season. So Marshall Faulk wins MVP here. Not only does he win MVP, he wins Offensive Player of the Year. Now, taking a look at his stats here, 14 rushing touchdowns, another 1,200 yard season for him. This is his third 1,250 plus yard season, 1,417 yards, 14 touchdowns, and we're not done yet. On the receiving end, 861 yards for 9 receiving touchdowns, putting his total at 23 total touchdowns. Marshall Faulk deserves everything with this MVP here. On his second year with the Rams, I believe. Yes, it is his second year with the Rams. He has turned this franchise around, and they are looking for another Super Bowl. Congratulations to Marshall Faulk, taking away our title from not only Steve McNair, but Brad Johnson as well. He had a crazy rating with 43 touchdowns, the most this season. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Eric Allen. What did he do? 9 interceptions, a sack, and I believe 1 was taken back for 6. What a season here from Eric Allen. I believe he's pretty old too, 34 years old, and still getting stuff done. Offensive Rookie of the Year though goes to Ron Dane, 964 yards with 11 touchdowns with almost a 4 yards per carry average. Congratulations to him. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Courtney Brown. Even though he couldn't make it to the postseason here, he does collect 13 sacks, a forced fumble, and a fumble recovery. Does he have a touchdown? He does have a fumble recovery for a touchdown. Congratulations to Courtney Brown. Coach of the Year goes to John Gruden, who is still on the Raiders here, a 12-4 record. Right behind him was Norv Turner. I would have loved to have that rating, but I guess we didn't get the biggest win of the year, which was 28 for him, and our biggest win of the year was 22, and we only had a 78 overall. Great job there for Norv Turner. Best QB award goes to Steve McNair. He got over the 4,000 yard mark, so they're going to give it to him with a 94 rating and 23 touchdowns, only 8 INTs. Very, very efficient. Let's see what he did on the rushing end. He had 4 rushing touchdowns with 432 yards. Incredible for the year 2000. Best running back goes to Marshall Faulk. That's self-explanatory. Michael Westbrook, though, wow, getting wide receiver of the year over Marvin Harrison, who had a phenomenal year. Oh my goodness, he had 16 touchdowns with 1,500 yards. I don't know how we ended up with this one, but 1,100 yards for Michael Westbrook. He gets 16 touchdowns on the year. Incredible season from him. Best O lineman goes to Kevin Malway. Obviously, he's probably one of the best linemen of all time. Darrell Russell gets best D lineman here after having an 18 sack season. Incredible. Wish we could had that type of luck with our guys. Derek Brooks wins best linebacker, 3 INTs, 2 fumble recoveries, and 7 sacks. That'll do it for you. Best DB, Eric Allen, obviously. He won Defensive Player of the Year. Best kicker goes to Todd Peterson, 21 of 24, made all his extra points. No problem here, even though Grammatica definitely had it for a long time here, especially when the ratings even came out. He was there the entire time. But I guess less missed field goals kind of edged out Todd Peterson here, because the record obviously didn't. So congratulations to Todd Peterson. So I think the only thing to do left here is to try to see who is gonna win these next games here. So we have the Titans 11-5 here, one of the best quarterbacks in the league, with Steve McNair taking on the Broncos here. I don't even know who their quarterback is. It's not Jake Plummer, so I don't know who their quarterback is. I'm not gonna even try to bother to look it up, but they still have a squad here with Ed McCaffrey and Rod Smith. So let's see how they do here. And they lose to the Titans. The Titans trying to get back to the Super Bowl here. 23-14 win for them. Buccaneers Rams, a rematch of the NFC Championship game last year. It was a low scoring game, and the Buccaneers, I believe in the last game of the season, which was literally last week, they beat them very, very badly to even make it to the playoffs. Let's see if the greatest show on turf can conquer one of the best defenses of all time. And the answer is yes. The Rams get out of the wild card with a big win, 26-21 over the Buccaneers. Now the Ravens taking on the Patriots. We would know this rivalry all too well in the late 2000s between these two action-packed teams here, but the Patriots are doing so well here. Terry Glenn absolutely tearing up the yardage here. I believe he had like 1,700 receiving yards. An amazing season. Drew Bledsoe, a 4,000 yard season. Let's see if they can take on Chris McAllister's secondary alongside Ray Lewis's linebacker core with I believe Darren Sharper and all these guys like Saragusa. But their weakness is the running, not the running game, but the passing game. Even though Tony Banks did make it to the Pro Bowl, let's see what happens this time around. And the Ravens beat the Patriots down 34-10. They advance to the divisional round. Now the Cowboys and the Cardinals, probably a team that we're going to be facing off next here. Yes, I believe so. If the Cowboys win, we would be taking them on. If the Cardinals win, I believe we would be taking them on as well, because they did not win the division. Obviously we did. So a big NFC East rivalry matchup here in Arizona here. It's going to be Troy Aikman's last stand here. Without Emmitt Smith, he has to take on a very, very, very much very good and burgeoning Cardinal squad. Let's see what happens here. And the Cowboys end up winning this one 27-24 somehow, some way. Aikman's boys get it done here, especially in Arizona. So we will be taking on the Cowboys here for the next episode. I cannot wait. The Ravens take on the Raiders here, who still have a very great squad here. Of course, they still have John Gruden, as well as Tim Brown and Rich Gannon here. So I can't wait to see that one. I can't wait to see the results of that one. The Titans taking on the Jets here. The Jets, a squad here who was a surprise in the 1998 season. They have carried that well here as a 12-4 team here, taking on a Titan squad. And the Rams taking on the Packers here. We have seen this rivalry transcend different games here, especially in the Madden 2004 series. These two teams would battle it out multiple times here in the playoffs, and now this is no different. It's going to be Brett Favre versus Kurt Warner, two action-packed and high-flying offenses here. I can't wait to see the results on that one, but we're going to save that one for the next episode. I can't wait to see you guys when we take on the Cowboys at home, and it's going to be an exciting one. Like and subscribe if you like this long video here, but I'll see you guys on the next episode. Peace.